£6 million for our goalkeeper. I think you're getting a bit confused about a couple of seasons ago. We did that a few seasons ago. I'm sure we sold a keeper for 6 million, not this year. Oh wait, we've sold this year's goalkeeper as well for £6 million, almost identically to the same way that we did with Craig McGilvery. We've now sold Kieran O'Hara for £6 million as well. Again, did you have any goalkeepers lined up to replace it? Oh wait, oh yeah, that's my job, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Have you got the phone number of the scouts? Yes, hello, welcome back into the Killie Boys here on the 11am Sports YouTube channel. Yes, we are about to start season number 5 and we are in the Champions League. It's only taken us 4 years to qualify for that. Yeah, we're in the Champions League now and it's transfer window. Obviously, we needed to bring in some players to improve the squad for the Champions League. And as you'll have heard in the intro, we may not have sold our goalkeeper. Yes, we did sell our goalkeeper. We sold Kieran O'Hara to Cardiff, where he's going to be the backup. They're currently playing in the Premiership. We sold for £6.5 million. He'd had 2 fairly decent seasons with us. Couldn't complain for that. But he was getting a bit upset when I rejected a bid before. And he said he didn't want to sign a new contract. His contract was up at the end of this coming season. So to make £6.5 million on a player who didn't want to be there and we were going to lose on a free in 12 months, I think that was fairly good. That did leave us with a little problem, though, that we ended up with no real goalkeepers in the squad. Because if you remember, when O'Hara got injured last year, we had Liam McQueen, who was our backup keeper at that point of the season, which is not ideal. So when we get to the ends, you'll notice, obviously, we had to bring in a goalkeeper. Also going out, a player we already knew about was Aaron Tishbola going to Portimonense. That's, I think, how you're going to say it, in Portugal. He moved there on a free transfer at the end of the year. He'd been a very good servant for the club over several years. A couple of loans to begin with and then signing for us on a free. Didn't play at all for us last year. Played a few games in the Betfred Cup at the start of the season, but did not play in the league. Well, I'm sure we will miss him, but we have more than adequate replacements for him in the middle of the park. And we have so many options in the middle of the park that we also sold Mark O'Hara. Yes, we started last season with 2 O'Haras and we end this season, start this season with no O'Haras. Mark O'Hara goes to Hearts for £325,000, which is alright for somebody who we didn't even play really last year. We played him 5 times before loaning him out to Charlton for the end of the season. So away to Hearts he goes, and we made, £325,000 on a player who wasn't going to play for us. Can't really complain about that. So Rory McKenzie to Dundee, who are in the 3rd tier of Scottish football now, for £17,000. It looks like he played 26 times for us last year, but actually that was 2 seasons ago. Dundee signed him right at the end of the way the season classes as for last year. So technically he joined them last season, and he appears as a Dundee player for that season because he didn't play at all for us last year. So that's £17,000 for Rory McKenzie. Disappointing since he spent his whole career at Kilmarnock. He's made over 300 appearances for us, but not of the quality we require now. Amadeo Berlanda is out on loan at St Johnstone, who just got relegated from the Premiership. They're now down in the Championship. Give him some experience there. Remember, he signed a new contract with the expectation he would be loaned out, so we loaned him out to St Johnstone, and hopefully he has a successful loan spell there. A player I'm actually very excited to see the development of, see if he can turn some of these 9s and 8s up into 11s and 12s. He could be a very, very exciting, well-rounded midfield player for us when he returns. One player who I wasn't even aware that we really had in the team, Michael Walsh, one of our youth prospects, who we came through, I think, in our first kind of youth intake. We released. But he seemed to sign a pre-contract with Queen of the South and they had to pay us £375,000 compensation. So I'm not going to complain about that. And that was really all the outs to speak of, some youth players going out on loan. And and that's about it. On top of that, looking at the ins, we'll start with possibly some of the more boring ones. Rodell Richards, we signed eventually on a free. You can see we've loaned him, every season we've played. He's been there 4 years for us in on loan. Playing very well, one of the best players in our team. So we signed him on a free transfer at the end of that because Tottenham didn't renew his contract. So to get this sort of player for free, I was very, very happy with. Worth £9 million as well. So you know what, even if we do sign someone better in the next couple of years, maybe we'll to cash in on him and get some money as well. But to sign a player for free is worth £9 million. I'm fairly happy with that. Another semi-boring one, Kyle Semple, who we'd had on loan the last 2 seasons from Rangers. We signed him on a permanent deal, £82,000 it cost us, which is not bad for a player of this quality. But he's not even going to be our first choice left back this season. We'll come on to that in a minute. But yeah, nice signing for £80,000. Can't complain. We know the quality of player that he is, and he gives us cover in the middle of the defence as well. We actually signed quite a few left backs in this window, I've realised, just working our way through these. One of them was Ryan Law. We got him for free from Ireland, Northern Ireland, from Coleraine. We signed him in a free. We've also loaned him to St Johnstone. He's going alongside Berlanda into the Scottish Championship to see how he gets on there. His reports look quite good. You know, his potential ability could be up to 5 stars. So he's got some nice physicals there, actually. Some alright mentals. Can improve some of these defensive and technical stats, and that could be quite a good player for us. Only 18 years old. See how he develops. Another young player that we signed was Slavan Sabic. You can see he's only 2 stars at the moment. Projected to possibly be a wee bit better. I'll be honest, when we scouted him, I thought he was going to be a bit of a better player than this. We got him from Hajduk in Croatia for £60,000, and not a bad wee backup for us there in the left midfielder position. Remember last year we kind of didn't have a huge number of players that could play out there on the left for us if we didn't have the deal, and we don't have the deal again this year. We didn't renew that loan. Because he apparently wouldn't qualify for a work permit. Now that he was too old, he wouldn't get the work permit, so I couldn't re-sign him. The problem of Brexit. Another fairly cheap player that we signed was Kazim Olegbe. I'm going to say that's how you pronounce his name. £32,000 we signed him for from Southampton. Again, statistics don't look great. Here's potential. You know, he could get better. See if he develops. He's 21, so it'd be perhaps slightly difficult for him to develop. But again, only costs us £30,000. Kind of backup attacking player across the 3 attacking positions and the striker position. Just some strength and depth. You know, 2-star player. He could probably do a job off the bench or as a backup if required. But we're trying to get him out on loan. Hence, he's got some bids on him here. One very interesting signing for us was James Forrest, the former Celtic player who was out on loan in Ukraine and Austria the last 2 seasons. Hasn't really been playing for them, but joins us on a free. He's valued at 2.6 million. He's still got some very good, well-rounded statistics, and is actually probably going to be our first choice left midfielder, even though he's more natural on the right. Just to fill in that left wing slot. You can see he's ranked at 3 stars there, and that left midfield place. Still very good, some experience to add to quite a young squad that we've actually got. 54 caps for Scotland. You can see some experience in the team and some quality as well. Very nice, well-rounded statistics. Looking forward to using them. Another very exciting free transfer for us was from Liverpool, Thomas Hill. You can see quite how versatile he is. He can play all across the midfield positions and also on right back as well. His statistics maybe aren't anything to write home about at the moment. You see there's not a huge number of kind of yellow stats there, but there's a lot of 8s, 9s, 10s. With a little bit of development, they could easily turn into 11s and 12s, and he'd be very, very well rounded as well. A good player to kind of cover everything. See, he's the ideal person to have on the bench because he can cover basically any position across that midfield, as I say, and at the right side of defence. Looking forward to seeing how he develops and how we can use him. He's not going to be a starter for us, but I say very, very excited to see what he brings for us in that midfield area. So we had lots of right backs last season. We had Egan Riley, we had Brown, I'm sure we had someone else that was playing right back for us for a while. Bejer, he ended up having to leave. So I thought, let's bring in some more right backs. And I did that here with Cammy Logan. We signed him from Hearts for £160,000. And also part exchange, we sent a young player over Hearts' way who was never really going to get into our team. You say again, very, very nicely well-rounded right back there. He'll be playing as a wing back for us. Let's change it to that. You can see the statistics that are important. Lots and lots of 11s, 12s, some 13s and 14s in there. Only 22 years old. Could develop into a very, very nice right back. Says his potential is only 3.5 stars. I think he could get even better than that with some good training and some active, regular starts for us here. And he's going to be our first choice right back this season, I think, over CJ Egan Riley. And yeah, I'm very, very excited about this right back prospect here, Cammy Logan. £160,000 he's cost us. So I mentioned I'd signed a few left backs. There are still more to come. I kind of went a little bit overboard. The first one here is Paulo Rogério on loan from Palmeiras in Brazil. It says he's valued at £425, which is an absolute lie because I tried to buy him for £200,000 and they were not having it. They wanted 4 million. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with his value there. We've got him on loan till the end of the season. He looks very, very good. 3-star current ability. Lots of potential there. He's got some greens there with aggression and balance. Nice 15 for stamina, 15 determination, 15 teamwork, 15. That's some good statistics there, physically and mentally. His defensive stats and marking, tackling are good. Could do with perhaps slightly better heading, and if he's going forward with his crossing, dribbling, etc., could do with that improving. But for 18 years old, very raw talent. I'm very happy to have him there. He's in on loan, probably going to be the backup left back because of the next player I'm going to show you. But yeah, happy to have him in on loan, and I would like to try and buy him at some point. But if they're wanting 4 million, I'm not going to pay 4 million for him. And the reason he's going to be the backup is because we have got another Greek individual to come alongside our Greek central midfielder, who I'm going to have to give a nickname this episode, and I'm going to do that because I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name, which is not ideal. So this is Stylianos Kakovas, which I think I can say Kakovas, so I'm going to keep it as that, but his fellow Greek individual is going to have a nickname. But yeah, left back here, you can see physically very, very good. Very good mental statistics there. Nothing lower than a 9, which is outstanding. And again, if you look in the technical, finishings an 8, penalty takings an 8, free kicks a 9, and the rest are all double digits. He's perfectly well rounded for us. Looking forward to having him there at left back. 6'2" as well. Nice height if he has to go heading, which he does here with a 12 rating. So very good as well for us. I must say, very, very impressed with him. So far in the friendlies they've played, I've been impressed with how he's played. 23 years old as well. We signed him for £180,000 from Bochum in Germany after they got relegated last season to Bundesliga 2. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using him. He's been good so far in the friendlies. We'll see how he does in the real game. Another player who we have signed here, we actually spent £1 million on this player, and it's one of the reasons why I was happy to let Kieran O'Hara go. We brought in that money. We were able to spend 3 million of the 6 million that we got from it, and it made me able to sign specifically this player as well as a few others that I was looking to sign anyway, but just didn't have the money to do it because we only had a couple of £100,000 to spend in the transfer market. And I thought if we're going into the Champions League, we need to have more money to spend to try and bring in some more talent, which is what we've done here. Mark Spence, he was with St Johnstone, who just got relegated in the Scottish Premiership. So we signed him for £1 million, which is his relegation release clause. Teams like Rangers, Celtic, Watford were in for him as well. But we managed to get him here, and I'm very excited. 18 years old. He's now worth 1.2 million, probably because he's playing for us who are in the Champions League. But he's got very good physical stats. Mentally, he's very good as well. And his defensive stats of tackling, marking, and heading. He's 16, 14, and 11. Could do with the heading getting slightly better. But you know, some good starts, especially at 18 years old. 6'4", and his pace there is 11 and acceleration 13, which is okay for a centre back, especially at this level. But something that could hopefully improve. Him alongside Etienne could be a defensive partnership for us for the next 5-10 years. Certainly 10 years for Spence. I think Etienne's just in his early 20s, so that could be a very interesting defensive partnership. It does mean that Stuart Finlay might miss out or play less games this year, and he's been a very good servant to the club over this whole time, but very excited to see how this boy plays. You will have noticed that we haven't yet talked about goalkeepers, and that's because we have 2 that we've brought in. To be honest, I'm not sure who I'm going to make the starter. I think I do. but I'll let you see them both and I'll talk you through it. So the first goalkeeper we got in was in a free transfer. It's Bailey Peacock Farrell, and that is a fantastic surname. In fact, fantastic full name. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that if he is our goalkeeper. We signed him for free from Brighton. He previously was with Leeds, had one good season with Leeds in the Championship. For any Leeds fans out there, in the 18-19 season, went to Burnley for $2.5 million. Never made never made an appearance. Was exchanged for a player with Brighton a couple of seasons ago. Only played one game, one sub appearance it was in the league as well for them, and we got him for free. He looks very good. He's got some nice goalkeeping statistics there. Good at one-on-ones, good aerial reach, 6'4". Again, I'm fairly happy with him. He looked like he'd be a very, very good replacement for Hara. Not quite as good as Hara, but good enough to replace him. He's also had 16 caps for Northern Ireland, which I didn't realise. A very experienced international goalkeeper. But the reason I'm not sure if we'll play him is because we have Robbie Much here, who we signed for £1.2 million. Again, one of the reasons why I was happy to let O'Hara go, because we were able to bring this guy in for a sixth or a fifth or a sixth of the price from Dundee United, a fellow Premiership team. But you see, in his 2 years at Dundee United, he's only conceded 51 goals. I can't do maths. 51 goals in 56 games, less than a goal a game. And Dundee United weren't a team that were jumping at the top. Played there in the Championship. And also, even when he came to the Premiership, he only just conceded just over a goal a game last year, which is similar sort of statistics to the way O'Hara was playing. I say, again, very well rounded, 25 years old, Scottish. Some nice statistics there. If we compare him with a Peacock Farrell, you can see that technically in the goalkeeping statistics, Peacock Farrell wins that. Mentally, Much has got better mental statistics out of positioning, determination, concentration, decisions, and physically slightly better as well. Jumping reach is very similar, but things like pace and stamina and acceleration and agility is better for Much. But you can see stuff like kicking and tendency to rush out is something that Peacock Farrell's better at. He's throwing slightly better, reflex slightly better, but again, just slightly here. I must say, I think Much is going to be our goalkeeper at the moment. As you can see, the contracts are giving them. Peacock Farrell's happy to be a backup, and Much wanted to be a first choice when they signed him. So I think we will play Much to begin with. But if he doesn't play, we've got a more than adequate backup, which is different from last year, because obviously we did not have an adequate backup last year. So if O'Hara did not play well, we were kind of stuck with him. So all in all, we brought in about £6.75 million, and we spent, if you add the little bit down the bottom here, it's probably about another £300,000 on top of this here, so about 2.7 million. So we brought in more than double what we had spent. It leaves the club finances in this position here. We've got 3 million in the bank. We have lost some money this month because we have been spending it on transfers, obviously, after we sold the goalkeeper, Kieran O'Hara. Our friendlies, we've done fairly well with a 1-0 win, 3-2 win, 3-0, 4-1 and an 8-0 against Charleroi, which were very, very impressive, and I must say. And the first game of the season, obviously no Betfred Cup because we qualify for Europe, which means our first game of the season is our Champions League qualifying round, second qualifying round, and that's against Besiktas. And this video's went on for quite a long time, so we're just going to leave this as a transfer special, and next episode you'll get to see both legs of that Champions League second qualifying round against Besiktas. The board expects us to get to the third qualifying round, which might be a tall task because Besiktas are a tricky side. I think they're going to be very, very tricky to beat indeed. You can see the other games that are going on in this round in the league path. We're not in the Champions path, obviously we're in the league path because we're the second place team in the league. Rapid Vienna against Brøndby, Standard Liège against Jablonec from the Czech Republic, and we play Besiktas. The draw has already been made for the next round, and if we do beat Besiktas, we play against Rapid Vienna or Brøndby, miss out on teams like Lille and Sporting Lisbon, Lokomotiv Moscow, PSV. So a fairly nice draw should we be able to get past Besiktas, which we will look to do in the next episode. So, if you have enjoyed this episode, I know it was a bit of a talky episode, but there's lots of transfers that have been made. If you have enjoyed the episode, then do hit the thumbs up, leave this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, spread the word, let other people know about this. We're about to start Season 5, we're in the Champions League. Give us a like for getting into the Champions League, and we're getting excited for tomorrow, where we will start our Champions League journey. And until the next one, we'll see you then.